Hi everyone, this is Casey, and welcome to House Lorebridge. Today I would like to discuss the HBO show House of the Dragon, and in particular the relationships that we see evolving, or rather devolving, throughout the series. Episode 5, We Light the Way, appears to be the last time that we will see young actresses Emily Carey and Millie Alcock playing Alicent Hightower and Rhaenyra Targaryen. In interviews, the actresses have discussed how Alicent and Rhaenyra's relationship does toe the line between platonic and romantic feelings for each other. As we all know, friendships that we make in our teen years can occasionally fade away, or sometimes the friendship completely breaks down, as is the case that we seem to be seeing in House of the Dragon. The two girls are so opposite, where Alicent appears to be very submissive and dutiful, and Rhaenyra appears to be more free-spirited and has no interest in being told what to do with her life. So let's break down this friendship and see if we can find whether or not this friendship has simply fizzled away, or if there are reasons why we seem to see such animosity between the characters later in the series. In episode 1, the girls appear to be best friends. They study together. Rhaenyra talks about wanting to take Alicent for a ride on her dragon Syrax. They visit Rhaenyra's pregnant mother, Aemma, and toward the end of the episode, Alicent appears to be supporting Rhaenyra in becoming heir after her baby brother Balon dies. Additionally, Alicent's father, Otto, has Alicent begin to endear herself to Viserys upon the death of his wife. Fast forward to episode 2, we have a time jump of about 6 months, and we learn that Alicent has been spending time with Viserys the whole time as her father instructed her to do. Now during this 6 months, Alicent never told Rhaenyra, which we can gather from the fact that Viserys asks her to keep it a secret for a bit longer. During the episode, Rhaenyra accepts that Viserys will likely have to remarry, but she appears to be heartbroken when it's revealed that he is going to marry Alicent, as opposed to the young Laena Velaryon, who politically seems to be a much better match. Now, it's rumored that we have a scene between Alicent and Rhaenyra in the immediate fallout of the reveal that he is going to marry Alicent, but unfortunately we don't get to see that. So here we have to ask, was Alicent being dutiful or was she being deceitful? We also, unfortunately, don't get to see the wedding between Alicent and Viserys, so we're not very sure how that event went between the girls, but we do have a couple of pictures that we can see of Alicent's wedding dress and what appears to be Rhaenyra helping her get ready for the ceremony. In episode 3, we jump what appears to be 2 years. Alicent is pregnant with her second child with Viserys, and the court seems to be going hunting for Aegon's birthday. Viserys is irritated that Rhaenyra is nowhere to be found, so Alicent goes to the Godswood to persuade her to come with them for the hunt. Alicent pulls a power move with the singer after Rhaenyra tells him that the princess wants him to stay, and this move also gets Rhaenyra's attention. Alicent tries to remedy the situation by telling Rhaenyra that things don't need to be this way, but Rhaenyra doesn't seem to have any interest in anything Alicent has to say to her about it. We also see Alicent defending Rhaenyra's position as her father's heir during this episode. First, we see Alicent explaining that Rhaenyra was the better heir between her and Daemon to the women's gossip circle while the men are out hunting for Aegon's name day, and she also defends Rhaenyra's position against her own father, Otto Hightower, when he tries to pressure Alicent to persuade Viserys to name their son Aegon as his heir over Rhaenyra. It's also worth noting that at this point in the series, Viserys does seem to honestly trust Alicent and has personal and even a few political conversations with her. Moving on to episode 4, the girls do seem to be working on repairing their friendship a bit. When Rhaenyra comes home from a tour around the kingdoms to try to find a husband, she and Alicent discuss Rhaenyra's views on marriage, and when Rhaenyra realizes that her views actually hurt Alicent, she apologizes and does seem to be quite sincere about it. After Rhaenyra goes out into the city of King's Landing with Daemon, she's confronted by Alicent about the rumors that Otto Hightower told Viserys about she and Daemon having sex, and Rhaenyra lies about what happened. Sort of. Rhaenyra says that Daemon never touched her, and Rhaenyra seems to be using the word touched as another word for sex, whereas Alicent takes it literally. So it appears that Alicent takes Rhaenyra's explanation to mean that she is still a maiden. Alicent tells Viserys this, but Viserys seems to shut her out and doesn't want to discuss it with her. Since Otto reported the incident to him, he believes that Otto is trying to advance himself and his family by having Rhaenyra removed as heir and having Alicent's son Aegon placed as heir instead. At the end of the episode, Viserys removes Otto Hightower as his hand, and Rhaenyra agrees to an engagement with Laenor Velaryon. During episode 5, Alicent defends Rhaenyra's story of what happened with Daemon to Otto, and in turn he blames her for his getting fired because she and Viserys believe Rhaenyra. Otto Hightower also tells Alicent that if Rhaenyra becomes queen, that she will have no choice but to kill Alicent's children to secure her place on the throne, which Alicent doesn't appear to believe, and honestly, I don't believe that Rhaenyra would ever touch Alicent's children. While Viserys and Rhaenyra are on Driftmark securing her marriage to Laenor Velaryon, Alicent is approached in the Godswood by Larys Strong, and he plants a seed of doubt in Alicent's mind about Rhaenyra's story when he reveals that Viserys sent the moon tea to Rhaenyra rather than believing that she didn't sleep with Daemon. When Rhaenyra and Viserys get back to King's Landing, Alicent questions Sir Criston Cole about Rhaenyra's activities, as he would be the most likely to know since he is her guard. But Alicent is surprised when Sir Criston Cole actually admits that he is the one who slept with Rhaenyra. Now, it appears that Alicent feels that Rhaenyra blatantly lied to her during their episode 4 conversation, but Rhaenyra omitted the part where she spent the night with Sir Criston Cole since Alicent didn't ask directly about it. At this point, I think it's fair for us to speculate that Alicent could be questioning how well she really knows Rhaenyra, and her father's words from the beginning of the episode about Rhaenyra hurting her children could be coming back in her mind. Because if she doesn't really know Rhaenyra, how does she actually know how Rhaenyra would treat Alicent and her children after Viserys dies? It's pretty clear in this episode that Alicent is doubling down on gaining her own allies who aren't already connected to Rhaenyra. During Rhaenyra's wedding, Alicent walks in the middle of King Viserys' speech in Hightower Green and calls Rhaenyra stepdaughter, which isn't a term that we've ever heard Alicent use toward Rhaenyra so far in the series. Rhaenyra notices the coldness in Alicent's voice and appears both confused and concerned. The celebrations continue, and Alicent takes the first chance that she can get to socialize with her family. During the celebrations, she looks something along the lines of upset or angry nearly the entire time, and Rhaenyra chooses to spend her party dancing, as she should. At the end of the episode, a fight breaks out between Sir Joffrey Lonmouth and Sir Criston Cole, and at the point where Viserys asks where Rhaenyra is, as she can't be seen in the crowd, Alicent appears concerned. But is it concern for the missing Rhaenyra, or is it general concern about the fight and trying to sort out what's going on? At the end of the episode, Alicent witnesses Rhaenyra's rushed marriage to Laenor Velaryon as the planned week of tournament and celebrations has been ruined, and she also stops Criston Cole from committing suicide in the Godswood. It appears that between episode 5 and 6, we are going to be having a 10-year time gap. So now we have to speculate what happens with the girls' friendship as they get older. If we look to the book Fire and Blood, it appears that Rhaenyra has 3 children during her first marriage to Laenor Velaryon. It is rumored in Fire and Blood that Laenor Velaryon was gay, so Rhaenyra's children were fathered by Harwin Strong. Now this wouldn't matter much to Laenor, as in episode 5, Rhaenyra and Laenor discuss the sort of marriage that they would likely have, and what they would expect from each other. But why would the parentage of Rhaenyra's children matter to Alicent? Well, first of all, if Rhaenyra's children were fathered out of wedlock, then they are technically considered bastards. Rhaenyra is heir to the Iron Throne, and her children are her heirs after her, and Alicent may consider it an insult that Rhaenyra's children would be heirs over her own children who were born within the confines of she and Viserys' marriage. Alicent might also take issue with Rhaenyra if she is of the mind that she doesn't know how Rhaenyra would actually treat Alicent's children when Viserys was gone. Alicent may be concerned for her children's safety, either by the hand of Rhaenyra or by Rhaenyra's children. I personally have a hard time imagining that Rhaenyra would actually hurt Alicent's children, but I could see how that could be a concern. So it appears to me that this friendship broke down for a number of reasons. Both girls had a different interpretation of what their duty and honor depended on, and their place in the world and how they planned to live out their lives. It also appears that both girls lied to and didn't trust each other enough to try to keep their friendship going, even after things got rough in the first couple of episodes for them. But what do you think? Do you think that the friendship breakdown that these girls experienced was avoidable? Or do you think this was always meant to be one of those relationships that was going to fizzle out and dwindle over the years? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.